Welcome back to another video on the wrestling and another edition of NXT Out of 10. Brooks Jensen competing in the biggest match of his career, challenging Obafemi for the North American title. Ridge Holland was hoping to get revenge on Shawn Spears, and the tag team tournament to crown the next challengers for the Wolf Dogs officially started. So there's lots going on, and we started things off with a triple threat qualifier, LWA versus OTM. Despite taking multiple shortcuts, Broken, Nima and Lucien Price could not put this match away, and Wild hit an assisting springboard 450 splash on Nima for the win. LWO and OTM didn't have the obvious chemistry in the ring, but Wild and Cruz del Toro worked to make this a solid opener. It was the right move to give them the win. While this trio is immensely talented, the team of LWO could barely buy a victory in the last year. LWO is unlikely to be the team to earn a shot at Corbin and Breaker. Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson seem to have the inside track. However, a win could still help them be relevant, while SmackDown focuses on everyone involved in LWO except Wild and Del Toro. So yeah, I think this worked well, and yeah, definitely gives them something to do. I think the established name, which could really help the match as well. So yeah, gets 6 out of 10 from me. Before Roxanne Perez explained that she attacked Lyra Valkyria because the champion ignored her and she was screwed out of her title shot. The Prodigy demanded Ava award her the women's championship. Before the GM could explain the plan for the title, Tatum Paxley jumped out the crowd. Officials had to restrain her. This was a weirdly placed segment despite a strong promo from Perez. She's always been held back because of her mic skills, but she sounds confident and sincere in her heel work. However, this could have been spiced up a bit, especially given how rushed the ending felt. NXT is likely delaying a formal announcement for Stand and Deliver until next week. In the meantime, Perez v Paxley could be a fun contest, especially if they lean well into the hatred between them. So yeah, that makes sense. Before it's time for Lexis King taking on Mr. Stone. Mr. Stone threw his jacket at Lexis King before attacking him at the bell, but this was only time. Von Wagner's manager had an edge in this fight. King defeated Stone with the coronation. Afterwards, Wagner ran out of the ring to carry Stone away before King could hurt him anymore. This was an expected squash match. Stone should not be a serious threat to King at this stage of his career. He bumped clean for the heel and made him look good. The goal seems to be for a rematch with Wagner, though the big man should not lose momentum by going 50-50 with King. This should be the chance to get Wagner a W back in his column. So yeah, well, for me this didn't do much. I can see where we're going in the long term, so I'm going to give it a 5 out of 10, I think. Before it's time for the North American Championship match between Obafemi and Brooks Jensen. Jensen held in a physical battle, was wearing him down. Briggs tried to hype up his friend at ringside, but that only seemed to motivate the cocky Obafemi, who hit him with a pair of powerbombs to seal it. It was a solid extended squash. Jensen does not quite have the fiery babyface act down, so it's quite hard to get invested in this short-lived comeback, but Femi pure power is constantly impressive. This was a rare time on NXT TV that this match should have been shorter than it was. Jensen's never had a chance, but he set up like a potential champion for Stand and Deliver. Femi and Briggs is a big time power matchup that could steal the show. However, Dijak has also teased challenging Femi, so the plan could be a triple threat match. Either way, it's certain to be hard hitting and memorable. So yeah, for me it worked well building for that. Gets 6 out of 10. Before it's time for Gigi Dolan versus Ariana Grace. Grace used multiple tricks throughout this match. After distracting the ref with her tiara, she hit Dolan with a low blow. Dolan responded with one of her own, and the referee caught it and DQ'd Dolan. They had more chemistry than one would have expected going in. This was a solid back and forth clash that was over too quickly to really shine. The non-finish felt appropriate as Grace continues to weasel her way to victory against more capable opponents. Dolan is forced to do Grace bidding without having truly lost. This sets up a fine dynamic for next week and might get Dolan back in track, which I feel kind of hasn't really been the case since the Toxic Attraction era kind of came to a conclusion. Before it's time for Kiana James and Izzy Dane versus Tia Hale and Fallon Henry. James was found out laid right out before the match. Henley arrived to help Thea, however, poorly timed help from JC Jane cost the face of the match, setting up Hale to take the deal breaker for the loss. Afterwards, Hale declared the old Thea was back and done with JC and Jasmine Nick's drama. This was a solid tag match, showcasing a growing depth of the women's division while also developing multiple stories. Henley and Hale worked well together, and the latter especially stood out in her varied hot tag sequence. James and Dame have found their tag chemistry with unique double team offense. Jensen is even more of a bone to pick with both heels. Henley backed up Hale and encouraged her to finally break away with Jane. This was one of NXT's tightest booked segment in a while, especially for the segment, especially for the women. And yeah, good stuff. Gets 6 out of 10. We then saw Shawn Spears taking on Ridge Holland, and Spears taunted Holland from the opening bell, demanding he let his anger out. When he brought out Holland's wife, it finally unleashed the anger. The big man chokeslammed him through the announce table. He grabbed Spears to steal share, but the referee took it away. The heel took advantage and hit C4 on the seat for the win. It was a melodramatic battle that tried a little too hard to search story, but both veterans showed their talent. with smooth, consistent action throughout. Spears especially brings a consistency that isn't seen a lot across NXT. He will be a major aid to the younger stars. And the ending was a bit weird as Joseph tried to sell the impact, which was why the referee didn't call for a disqualification. But I thought on the whole it added quite a lot of experience and depth to NXT and gets 7 out of 10 for me. I enjoyed it. But Trick Williams told Carmelo Hayes that he was not on Trick's level after what he did. He challenged Melo to a match only to be interrupted by the metaphor. Noah Dar wants to get his momentum back by taking Tripp's hype. He challenged him to a match next week. A fight broke out and surprisingly ended with Trick and Lash Legend lip locked. This is a bizarre end to the show despite Trick's best effort. His passionate promo on Melo was the highlight of the night, but Metaphor's involvement didn't feel well with me and felt a bit weird. Felt like the opening segment setting up the main event. Dar just didn't have the credibility to come off as a serious threat to Trick right now. The Trick and Legend connection has serious potential if NXT does go down that route though. So yeah, I'm kind of intrigued to see how that goes. And yeah, like I say, an intriguing ending to the show. And overall, NXT this week gets a 6 out of 10 from me. I really enjoyed NXT this week, I have to say. I thought there's some interesting angles in there, especially like the main event angle. And yeah, on the whole, some good quality in-ring action, getting closer to stand and deliver now. You can kind of definitely tell that it's all starting to hot up. So yeah, I'm going to give it a 6 out of 10. Good stuff. Guys, that's it for this video. Thanks very much for watching. Remember to like, share, subscribe. Follow us on our socials, link in the description below for daily wrestling news, meme and content. Subscribe to our other channels on screen right now. That'd be greatly appreciated. Thanks very much for watching. Peace out.